clowns. Okay, now we're gonna get into my final two topics of today, which is Lee Daniels on Jussie Smollett. So Lee Daniels cried like a bitch about painful Jussie Smollett scandal. So if you didn't get a chance to check this interview out, let me show you this little clip of what transpired. So we talked about this interview popping off this Wednesday.
Are you mad at him? I was confused. I was confused.
So what happened?
You tell me.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, when I tell you,
He says it didn't happen, and so I have to believe him because he says it didn't happen. So I have to believe him that he believes that it didn't happen. I have to believe him because that's the boy that I cast, and that's the boy that I love,
and he was you. He was you.
Listen, he. It's too painful to talk about, girl. I can't. It's too upsetting.
Did you cry, Lee?
So, great interview, Maddie. Great interview. Great season premiere. You and your conversation with Armand Wiggins. Good job. You definitely gave us some things to talk about and continue the conversation. So thank you for that. Now, my take, in my opinion, my commentary on what I saw. I literally saw Lee Daniels trying to get himself out of calling Jussie Smollett to the rug. Like, it's clear that how he felt about Jussie Smollett during this situation has changed because, he was saying things like, I had to believe him. I believed him. He said it. I had to believe him. It was painful. I cried like a bitch, which leads me to believe he's changed his opinion. Whether he doesn't believe him or not, or he does, he doesn't want to say, which also leads to believe that they're in communication. They're still tight. They're still cool. They're still talking to each other. So here's the question, News Crew. Will we see Maddie and Jussie have a conversation that then provokes a conversation publicly between Jussie and Lee Daniels? I just think that the structure of this and the dynamic of this is interesting. People also wanted to talk about how their conversation, because we played part of this. We played on Monday where TS Madison showed us she had the conversation with Lee Daniels about Monique. And, after watching it in its totality, I definitely felt like her conversation with Lee preempted him and made him feel a certain way about Monique. Whether he was going to do it then or a month out, I think it sort of sped up that process. Do I think it made him change his mind to think positive about her? No, I think he felt like that I think he was leaning towards that this whole time. I just think that this was the public catalyst. Like, okay, here's an opportunity I'm talking about in the public. Well, let me continue that dialogue. Like I told y'all before, whether it was shady or shoddy, it is what it is. Will Monique get paid? Definitely. Is she getting paid? She probably is. It's always funny how the underdog ends up becoming the sort of rising to the occasion, and that's how I feel about Will when I look at what's going on with him. So, Lee, he's not going to tell us the real on how he feels about Jussie. He's still behind the scenes. He probably supporting him financially. It is what it is. Lee is a part of the. I don't know if he's disclosing that publicly or not, but Lee's are cold with it. Lee is definitely a part of something. So we'll see. I don't care what no one says. Those are go with it. Wait, V, do you really like BTS? I'm trying to see, are you joking or not? More Asians around the world support those cheese balls. You don't like BTS? I cannot get into the music. I can't get into Korean sync. Like, and then it's like, how do they sound so American, but when they talk in their interviews, they're very much so Asian? It's like, do y'all have dub overs and we just see you all lip syncing? I don't know. I have my own speculation. Jussie is innocent. Really, being good morning to you. Are you really believe that Jussie is innocent? Like, for real, for real? Lee Daniels has replaced Jussie Smollett with Monique. He low key, high key is publicly over the gate squad. I think that I listen. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I feel in some way, I feel like Lee is indebted, not indebted, but he feels some like a loyalty to Jussie Smollett for whatever reason. Don't know what it is, but he wasn't as candid about Jussie as he was about Mo in that interview. You know, some things he didn't want. It's too painful. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to touch on it. Well, what's too painful? The man's already been indicted. Now he's out of jail. Like, what? There's nothing else to talk. How did you feel? Do you believe him? I mean, I don't be getting how this is hard. King Roman, you and Jussie Smollett are cool. Yeah. Did you believe him? At first, I did. Do you believe him now? You know, I don't know. I really, after looking at everything, it's hard for me to believe that what went on. But you know, I'm gonna stand by his side and I'm gonna support him. But you know, I just, you know, I had to look at everything in totality for myself. That's all. What is so hard in you just being yourself and saying that? You have money, you produce films, you like, I don't get the whole trying to save this man. Like, which then I have to makes me ask other questions. Like, so that's what I said. I gotta stay tuned. I gotta see them two together on a couch somewhere so I can look like, oh, okay, see this chemistry, because I don't know what the chemistry is. Maybe to the corner now. Hey, I assume he was a part of the community. I think he's a Luther Vandross type. You know what I mean? Like, he is, but don't ask him. I never will. That was way too much. All right, let me run it back one more time, one more again as you all exit. Oh my God, please hit the like button. Those who are in the sky, please hit the like button. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Today we covered congrats to the Supreme Court nominee, Ketanji Brown Jackson. We talked about our Forbes list, Oprah, Ree, Jay-Z, Michael Jordan, Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, The Weeknd getting his snag. We talked about Will Smith in the sanction meeting today at 9 p.m. CST. The only thing they can really do, I said, is issue him a warning. Ain't much else they can do. Can't suspend him. He ain't a member no more. We talked about Ashanti receiving her red carpet. Her Walk of Fame, Hollywood Walk of Fame, and that the song Always on Time was meant for Brandy. The Snoop Dogg sexual accuser dropped her lawsuit. Christian Ambumseli's the mysterious circumstances around his death, being stabbed by his OnlyFans girlfriend. Coi Leray and Benzino, their triggered relationship. Megan Good divorce settlement finally comes to an end. Monica goes and visit her boo, Amir Locke, and the no-knock warrant that led to his death. We talked about Joe Budden versus BTS. Paula Patton responded. Lee Daniels on how he felt about Jussie Smollett, which I really felt he didn't really say too much. And then we ended it with Funky Geneva versus Lemmy Plummer. So thank you guys again for being here. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. As always, it has been a pleasure.